this video is going to be a little bit different than our normal adventures. It's a little bit different sort of adventure, but the heart of it lies at what our goal and our mission is for the channel, which is to create memories for the kids. This journey is, for me personally, to recreate one of my favorite childhood experiences. And if Sarah loves trains as much as I did growing up, then I'm sure this is going to be something for her that she's going to remember for the rest of her life. Rachel's going to tell you where we're going and what we're going to see, and then we'll cover a few housekeeping items then after the intro.
We're going to Durban, West Virginia to stay at the East Fork Campground, which looks like a pretty cool campground. You can actually, it's a campground where you can take your horses as well, because I understand there's a lot of trail riding in the area. But it's gonna serve as our home base as we explore Seneca Rocks and Cass Scenic Railroad State Park in West Virginia.
This is the first trip that we're doing with our new Goodyear Endurance trailer tires. I've been monitoring the pressures on the ram system that we installed, and right now it seems like every different tire is reading a different pressure. When we stopped at Love's, I was a little bit concerned about one of them, so I decided to check all of them manually with the gauge. And what's interesting that I found is each one reads exactly the same, and they're exactly where they should be. So, I mean, even still right now, I've got one reading 73, two at 74, and one at 75. It's just interesting. The next point I wanted to make real quick for my fellow Pennsylvania RVers, we're lucky this summer, and this is just coincidence that we planned it this way, but most of our big trips are south. Well, gas is cheaper in Maryland. So, you know, wait till you get to Maryland or West Virginia to fill up with fuel, because it's way cheaper down here than in Pennsylvania. And we looks to be arriving at the campground around 8 o'clock, just before dark. This is a mom and pop kind of scenario, which we really don't have a whole lot of experience with. But when we made the reservations, they just took a name and a phone number, and there was no deposit or anything of that nature. And then they said call a few days before showing up to make sure that everything was still good. So we did do that. We talked to them a few days ago. It was a little difficult to get a hold of them. We were a little concerned, but we did get a hold of them, and everything's all good. So we'll see you in a little bit here at the campground. So friends, we just passed a sign that said road not suitable for large trucks. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I consider my truck kind of large, but I'm hoping it means semi-trucks. I really have no idea. I just shown you the road that we're on. It's West Virginia Route 28, North Fork Highway, and I knew when I was looking at GPS routes to get to where we're going that this was going to be all two-lane. I don't want to beat a dead horse because we just talked about it when we went up to Kettle Creek, but our rig and truck, in my opinion, is optimized that we can go pretty much anywhere without worry. If we were much bigger, I definitely don't think that this would be an ideal road or an ideal route. However, the alternatives was like 45 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes more to get to where we're going, and considerably more mileage, considerably more gas. So friends, good morning from East Fork Campground here in Durban, West Virginia. The setting of this place is just awesome. We've got the stream right in front of us, and you can see right there's the camper and the truck. And then, the mountain view behind us. And right over there is where the Cass depot is for the Durban Rocket, which is not the train that we're riding on this trip, but we did just get to go over there. Sarah loves steam locomotives, so took her over there, and it was pretty cool. No, you gotta stay back here. They're blowing the whistle. She enjoyed getting to see that and experience that, and then tomorrow we're going to take the trip up to Bald Knob. The fellow over there was saying that within the next couple months you'll actually be able to ride the train from here to Cass. They're a few months away from completing the track, and so I think that would be, he said it's going to be an awesome ride. But this stream is pretty cool. We've had a fire going this morning. We made some breakfast mountain pies, but we're just all nestled in all these mountains here. It's pretty cool. Right now we are packing up the truck. We're headed over to Seneca Rocks. We're heading back north on the road we came. We did pass all that stuff yesterday. I was attempting to film with the GoPro. I don't know what all I got for you, but you've already seen it, so you know. And just the drive down here was incredible. Some very, very cool scenery. And so we're gonna go get up close and personal with it. All right, so we're here at Seneca Rocks. If you're wondering, behind me we've got some RV and bus parking, so if you wanted to stop here with your rig, that's definitely something you can do. There is a campground here. I'm not sure what the situation is as it relates to hookups and that kind of stuff. So Rachel's getting the dogs and everything ready to go, and we'll see you on the trail. And I'm not sure what trail we're hiking. Not really sure of anything, to be honest with you. But Rachel seems to have a game plan. It is hot. They're calling for record high temperatures this weekend. Actually, back home, they were saying like mid-90s. And here, though, in West Virginia, it's actually only supposed to be in the high 80s, but it feels way hotter than it actually is right now. What do we got here?
They were excavating to make the Discovery Center. They found artifacts from Native Americans, so they wanted to limit the disturbance to the site, so they moved us back here.
So the Discovery Center actually is pretty cool and very informative, and you actually are allowed to take the dogs in there, which I was surprised. There's a sign on the door that says that it's pet friendly and they just have to be on a leash. And so Sarah kept hitting a button. It's like interactive, and there was birds chirping, different like calls that ducks and stuff make, and the dogs wanted it so, because they're both bird dogs, so they were so wanting to get that bird, and it's not a real bird.
There's more than 400 routes across the rock face, and they first climbed it in 1939, so first recorded climb, I guess. So that's we're going just to the overlook, but it's still looking like a pretty intimidating hike.
This here is actually the Potomac River, which I found interesting. I did not know that we were that close to the Potomac. And they was telling us in the Discovery Center that basically the Continental Divide is right up the way here. Well, there's no fireworks, so at least we got that going for us. Guess we'll have to go home because we got fireworks in the backpack back here. far. The trail here reminds me of climbing Mount Nittany, which we did back in 2020, but you're basically just going uphill all the way. But my hope is that the view here might be just a wee bit better than just looking over a town. From what I can tell anyway, we are pretty much in the middle of nowhere. So all you should see is the middle of nowhere as far as the eye can see. So friends, we're just starting to get a little bit of a view. It's definitely a long climb up, but I can tell we're getting somewhere. So friends, we've made it to the top up here at Seneca Rocks, and boy, I'll tell you what, it's a pretty spectacular spot. You can see everything just about. It's been a rough journey getting up here. Willie's just not. Everyone always kind of told me that babies are easy because you just kind of throw them in a backpack and go. Well, no. That's not how it works. It's been kind of hard to enjoy this hike. Rachel's trying desperately right now to try to get him to go to sleep for the walk back down, but he don't want to do it. So we're just a little bit past the sign that basically says without climbing gear you shouldn't go up here, and I can see why they say that. There's not much, essentially past this point, there's not much really to walk on. And of course, if you fall, but there's a good, 6-7 feet from me to the edge, so I can't imagine that you would fall. It's pretty cool up here though. We're looks like gonna head back down though, I think, and hopefully we can get that kid to sleep, and then hopefully we have a better day tomorrow. Today's been rough all around actually, but this is real life, RV life, life with kids, hiking with kids, all that stuff. This is the real version of it. So we will probably see you back at the campsite. Right, friends, just a couple details quickly on the campground. You can see over that way is where the full hookup sites are, and then right back there is the bathhouse, which is really nice, recently remodeled, and then over that way, those are all just the water and electric sites, which is what we have. This place, as you can see behind me, the setting is just perfect. The river is right here. The owners are pretty nice, and it's a good spot. we're here right now. It's Saturday, and it's not completely full. I don't think that this has been completely discovered just yet. But also, there's no online reservations, which I know some people shy away from having to call campgrounds to make reservations. But for what we need, it's perfect. And the price is right, too. It was $111 for the 3 nights here. So really, you can't beat that. That's not much more than if we was staying at a state park. And it's just, to me, it's probably just as beautiful as a state park. So it's worthwhile. If you're trying to come to this area, this is a good spot to stay. I will put the website and the phone number that you can contact this place at in the description. And I'm not affiliated with the campground or anything whatsoever, but I'm doing that for you, the viewer, just for convenience, because I feel like this information could be helpful. So if it does help you, do me a favor and hit the like button. That way this video can reach more people.
Good morning.
So good morning, everybody. We've tried our very best to recuperate, but Waylon Willie just does not want to give it up. So I don't know. Rachel, did you get any sleep?
Maybe 4 hours.
But this morning we're gonna venture out to Cass and ride the train, which Sarah's really excited for. Sarah's also still trying to finish her French toast because she's not a very quick eater. But as much as we kind of ended yesterday's video on a rather dark note with Willie giving us a hard time, you always take a chance with 5-month-old of having a bad day, but he'd have had a bad day whether we were here or at home. So either way,
it happens.
That's just the way it is. So, but it wouldn't be fair to Sarah, who's extremely excited for this train ride, for us to just sit at home all weekend and listen to Willie scream there. So right now he's being sort of pleasant, so hopefully we can keep him pleasant for the train ride.
I'm hoping I can get him to sleep and he'll just sleep for a lot of it.
But
apparently we like to pull our sister's hair though. But we let go of that. She's got to finish her breakfast.
But okay, we'll see you over at the train. Is that a big milk refrigerator car?
Yeah. It's bigger. And it's warm.
Yeah? Or what is it?
A little red caboose.
Little red caboose. Alright friends, we've made it to the Cass Depot. The pressure relief valve gets him every time. Rachel's putting on sunscreen so she doesn't become a French fry, but Sarah's definitely excited.
Yep.
Rachel's not excited.
It's just stressful because the baby in his ears, he's not appreciating the ear protection. But we'll see what it's like. Hopefully,
It's
once we get going, it's not too
it's a
loud.
4-hour trip up to Bald Knob, which is, I think, the third highest peak in West Virginia. So we should be able to get some scenic views. They are providing us with lunch on the train, which should be pretty good. I think it's just like sandwiches and stuff.
They call it a hobo lunch. So it's like lunch meat and stuff.
Yeah, so should be good. We got enough crap in this backpack to get us through whatever comes our way, I think. What number is it? This is train number 11. Friends, these here are Shea style locomotives, which means these pistons drive a drive shaft, which is what moves each and every wheel up and down the train car. And of course they even go the whole way to the back. This system here is what allows this locomotive to go up the steep grades that we're going to be traveling up. So I believe all the locomotives here at Cass are gear driven. The one at Durban, where we're staying, is a different design than this, but it still uses gear. It's still gear driven, same type of philosophy. So friends, how this works is the switch track that we just passed up and I just shown you. We're going to go back on the other track, the uphill side. So this allows us to go up the hill without, them having to do like a big turn or go up a steep grade. You just come up and then you go back up the uphill side. If you can see behind me, but we got a long way to go up the hill yet. But I'll tell you, if you stick your head out the window, you definitely get some cold soot on you. I think it's cool. Some people might not like it, but I think it's awesome. But up there, oh, you can see it over there. That's where we're going. It's only 12:30, so we've only been on the train for about half an hour. I do believe we've got to stop and fill up with water though at some point along the way here, so that takes some time. That's where we're heading. Bald Knob. It's crazy. And this all back here, friends, this is the Whitaker station. So if you ride the Whitaker train, that is where your train will stop, turn around, and go back. That's the train, number 2 train that we just seen passing up the mountain. And friends, up until this point, we've been going up about a 5% grade. She just said the rest of the way up is about 9% grade. So it's going to be much, much steeper the rest of the way up to the top of the mountain. Like I think I told you, this is the 3rd highest peak in West Virginia. So it's a long way up.
made it.
Well, you gotta come up with something more creative to say than that.
No, that's what I've got, because the kid, we made it. He was quiet for most of the trip, except for now.
Yeah, Will's actually been surprisingly good today, which...
And Sarah's been in her element, so...
Yeah, Sarah loves this. She's in her glory, so... but what do you have to say about the overlook?
This is... I was just thinking, I don't know if you can see it over there, but like, in the clouds, but you can see like the cloud shadow on all these mountains. It's just...
It's a pretty spectacular view. So 4,730 feet in elevation. That's where we're at. It's the third highest point in West Virginia, and I actually think it's considerably higher, like 1,000 or so, maybe even more than 1,000 feet higher than the highest point in Pennsylvania, which would be Mount Davis, which I believe we're taking you to on our next trip, because I don't think I've ever been to the top of Mount Davis, so I think that's something worth checking out. But this is way higher, so way cooler. I'm walking up the hill here because, you know, I think wherever I'm at now is probably actually the highest point on Bald Knob up here. It's wild, friends. You can definitely tell the change in the type of forest as we came up the way. Just totally different forest up here and plant life than what was down below. But it's cool. I can hear Willie crying, so that's not a good sign. So friends, right now we're here at Laurel Hill State Park, and that's going to be our next video, so be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you'll get to see this one whenever it comes out, probably in 2 weeks. But we're here at, what is that place called? Laurel Hill Outpost.
Yeah, Laurel Hill Outpost and Gift Shop.
And inside they have a Shay locomotive, like a model.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. It shows you how they work and how they're different from the regular steam locomotives. So the Shays... Oh, good Lord.
No. That's a statue, right? No. It's a statue. I'll start with East Fork because I really, really liked that campsite. We were right on the river. And when I say we were right on the river, like our front yard was the river. It was awesome.
It's one of our favorite. I mean, we've had a lot of awesome campsites, and just wait till you see the Laurel Hill video, because our site here is really good too. We seem to always luck out when it comes to that.
Lily's still growling at the statue.
Yeah, there's a CCC statue here at Laurel Hill. You'll have to see the next video we'll talk about that some more.
But yeah, I really liked East Fork Campground. It was calm and quiet. We were right across from the playground again, so Sarah lucked out.
She seems to make friends everywhere we go, Sarah does, so
yeah,
she's enjoyable to have around.
And Cass was really, really cool. I was a little worried about the 4.5 hour total train ride, thinking, wow, that's going to be kind of boring maybe, but no, it was not. It was fun. It was enjoyable to sit on the train and go up the mountain and then come down again. It didn't get bored at all.
So right in the town of Cass, where the state park is, they are putting in a campground that is supposed to have about 100 sites, and it's going to be open by this time next year, is what we were told. So there's all kind of possibilities for us going back there. And there's more than just the Bald Knob trip to ride. There's the Durban Rocket, and There's the Whitaker one, which we pretty much already did that because that's like just going halfway. But they're also going to be doing rides from Durban to Cass. So lots of possibilities for us to go back there in the future. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, hit the like button if you did. And then we'll see you in a couple weeks at Laurel Hill, which is right where we're at right now.